Oh shit.
I didn't do the
Oh
thing that you
shit.
guys hate. So literally the first thing anybody's gonna hear is Cody going, "Oh shit."
That's the perfect intro.
That is a perfect intro for us, anyways.
What's
Oh,
up,
dude, Greed.
boys?
I forgot Greed Falls on here too.
Oh yeah, I
Mhm.
started a playthrough and I was actually like, I played for like 20 minutes. No, not 20 minutes. I played for like a good hour and was very underwhelmed. I was like, oh,
Right. Just to kind
it's
of
not that
continue,
great.
our discussion we are just having about Game Pass. I'm sorry, but I really want every game that coming to Game Pass to have the fucking Xbox Anywhere thing.
Yeah, that'd be
Like
great.
super bad. Because like Monster Sanctuary, I just told you guys. I'm just gonna jump into it. I've been playing Monster Sanctuary and Nexamon. I started Monster Sanctuary today, and like there's sometimes I just want to sit on my computer and play, and there's other times I want to play on my TV.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Because when I sit on my computer, I'm normally like listening to something else, right, or watching something else, like in one of my other monitors. And it'd be great if I could just boop on over to my computer and play. I don't know, bebop on over. How you doing, boys? Sorry.
Good.
I'm
This is my
alive.
thought process today.
Uh,
Alive?
you can, hey, if you wanted to do that, like, well, there's a way to do that, but you'd need another computer hooked up to your TV. So that's a pain in the ass.
MacGyver
Never mind.
brain kicks in.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's
well,
exactly what it
Xboxes have built-in in-home streaming. You can stream to a computer using the
Right.
console app. So,
Right.
like, it's already been a thing, but like, it is if you don't already have something to run it on. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. The other alternative is Game Pass. Like, you can stream games from your console to your Game Pass app as well.
No, I
Just
did
like
that
you can
earlier.
with,
Yeah, I did that earlier. So the biggest thing, so for my phone specifically with the Razer Kishi, right, is having to take off my case, right? Because
yeah, that's a pain.
it's a pain in the ass to do every time. So I don't use it super often, but like my wife wanted to cook dinner and whatnot, and my daughter was sleeping, and she's like, "Come hold her," because if we set her down, she's going to wake up. And I was like, "All right, cool." So I held her and I did it, and then I continued to play for a little bit on my phone because Monster Sanctuary is one of those games that I could do that, right?
Mhm.
Because I'm getting yelled at by Xbox and my thing. They're like, "You should get a 5G phone, man, to get the best connection." And I'm like, you know what? I know, but that's expensive. Like a new phone's expensive.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I use my Kishi so much that I have stopped putting a case on my phone. And it's been a mistake because it's a glass back phone and part
Ooh.
of it broke, so I kind of had to cover it with
duct tape.
it's black
Is
duct
it duct
tape,
tape?
so it's not as ghetto,
Wow.
but yes, I did
Damn.
that.
Oh my god, dude.
Did it break
So-
while you were trying to play something?
No, I was at work.
Okay.
And
Here's
like
my-
I had my Kishi with me at work, so because like what I do is sometimes I'll take a lunch, and when I'm on my lunch, a lot of time I won't actually eat. I'll just like play a game for a little bit.
Tim.
Mhm.
But yeah, I've been like what I've been playing this week has mostly been I finished Cyberpunk today. I played a handful of strategy games, like mostly what I bought on the Steam sales strategy games, and then like older Game Boy Advance games through an emulator on my phone. Oh, shouldn't say that, Nintendo. Anyway, I've been
Watch
playing
out.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I
Watch
think
out.
I play Platinum. Pokemon Platinum on my phone.
Yeah, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist Soul. Is that the GBA one? Yeah, because I didn't like Dual Dice because that's or Monster Dice or whatever. That's stupid. So
Yeah,
Any
I
Yu-Gi-Oh
don't-
aficionados out there, feel free
Yeah.
to chime in.
it's Dark Duel
Right.
Store. It's Dark Duel Store. I know it is.
I always thought that the dice thing was a weird way that they went.
Well,
I
and
was
like it's not. It's
um,
never been a thing on the like card game. So why is it a thing in the why?
No, they made dice for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while.
I bought some. That's the only reason why I know, because I was dumb and I was like, "Oh yeah, the new Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Oh,
This is
it's
gonna be
great."
great.
It wasn't great, and it wasn't great at all. I should have just tried to get a Charizard so I could sell it for like $25,000 right now.
Right. A little kid, me,
Right?
idiot.
Yeah. No future planning. 30-year-old me would beat the shit out of 10-year-old me. You need to plan now.
Oh, the other thing I've been playing is I do have one game on Switch that I bought for me, and it's Into the Breach, and that's a lot of fun on the Switch.
God, that game's great.
Because it was like $7.50 for their little sale thing right now, so it was like, yeah, that's worth it. It's a good game.
Super fun.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't play my Switch a whole lot when I'm stateside.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's your
It's
overseas
my
console.
yeah, I play it when I'm deployed. I'll put some time in on the Switch when I'm deployed. But when I'm at home, I just got so many other options that the Switch is literally at the bottom of the list. It's a great
Mhm.
machine, don't get me wrong. Especially the Lite. I really like the Switch Lite. Because it's basically just like a bigger Game Boy, right?
Mhm.
Because like the handles and shit don't come undone and whatnot, which is good because being in the desert, I don't need sand getting into
Oh man.
the less amount of places it can get into, the better. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with all
I
that kind of
dude.
stuff.
Oh, anyway,
What
we'll
are you-
come back to that. Justin,
What are
what
you
have you been
doing?
playing?
I don't know.
I was adjusting my hat and then I didn't like
That was a
something, so I
mess.
fixed it. Yeah, it's fine.
I've been playing Sea of Thieves. It's currently a double gold and reputation weekend, so trying to get all that loot, trying to level up, become a pirate legend. It's been good, man. Had some crazy adventures the other night. Couldn't
Yeah,
really
how much of that bottle
explain.
of rum did you drink?
Oh yeah, that was not the crazy adventure. I was playing Pummel Party with everybody for New Year's, and that's what that
Oh, were
was.
you?
Rum was
Yeah,
involved, so it's a crazy pirate adventure.
it kind of yeah, too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sailing, living the
Sailing
life.
over the seven seas.
You know,
Pirate life is the life for me. It's not the life for me. It's the life for Justin, though, for sure.
playing Sea of Thieves, watching Black Sails, reading One Piece, pirating games. You know.
I had to have my dad download a show for me recently because it got taken off all the streaming services.
Hmm.
And season 3's coming out, but I couldn't find season 1 anywhere. Like, couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't buy it. Nothing. I was like,
I hate that.
okay. So I hit up my dad and I was like, hey, I need you to find this for me in English, sir.
That's how I feel
'Cause
about some games that you can't find them anywhere. They just don't exist anymore, like Black and White.
right? Yep.
I have black and white too. I have the discs. My CD, the case is gone because that was like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
I don't have the CD key, so I can't
Uh,
fucking play the game. It probably wouldn't run on Windows 10 anyway. But even if it did, I don't have the key.
You wanna know what the worst
Tragic.
part is? I definitely thought you were talking about Pokemon and not
Oh,
the actual black and white.
right.
I got
Pokemon
confused for a
brain.
second. You said CD key, and I went, "What?"
Lionhead Studios, kid. Lionhead
Yeah. No,
Studios.
Black and White 1 and 2 were really good games.
Yeah,
You could slap around your puppy or pet it, whatever you wanted to do.
they'll bring
I
Fable
mean-
back, but not Black and White.
I know.
They won't either. That's the sad
Tim,
thing. But
did you slap your puppy so it'd go to war with everybody?
no, man.
Or did you just love it all the time?
I loved it all the time.
Fool.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh man. So, Tim, you already mentioned this. You said you've been buying some stuff on the Steam sale.
Mhm.
Find anything interesting? Because I have literally the only thing I bought was actually a Christmas gift for somebody else. I haven't bought. I take that back. I bought one game, and I'm kind of regretting it already. But
What game was it?
Cerilum 3 or something. I can't even say it. Hold on. Cerilum. So it's so I'm on this weird like creature collector thing, right?
Pokemon
Or, like,
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get it. You're trying to play every
Yeah.
Pokemon game that's not a Pokemon game.
I'm more just trying to play better Pokemon games, right?
Yeah, like I
You know
said,
what I mean?
everything that is not a Pokemon game but is Pokemon.
Right. This might fuck up the cameras for a second, but I'm gonna put it in the chat. This is the game I'm talking about.
It shouldn't fuck up the cameras as long as you're not like streaming to the Discord. It's fine.
Oh.
But anyways, so it's overwhelmingly positive, right? But I hate the interface. Like, but there's so much to it, right? It has over 1,700 achievements, dude. Like,
Oh
the
god.
game is big. The game is huge, but it's just like the graphics and not 1,700. My bad. 1,172. I got my 7 and 1 mixed up. But anyways, like the graphics are just like I don't know.
Looks like an RPG Maker
a-
game.
It might be. I don't know. This is like, as you can see, this is the third one, and there was apparently a Kickstarter for the next one called. It was the ultimate, right? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like this, I don't know. Like people love this fucking game. It's 95%, but it's only 828 reviews. But I feel like this isn't like a super well known game, anyways. I just happened to stumble upon it. But for $4.50, I'm not really mad about it. You know what I
You
mean?
just
It's just
said you were mad about it. You said you were
well,
regretting it.
I regret it in the fact that like I don't know. I haven't been able to like it hasn't hooked me yet. Like it's just weird. You have like that fucking there's like this stone golem in the game from like what was that Nickelodeon show? Temple of the Hidden something.
God, what was it?
Oh god, it was like a game show. It was like
Something's a
Yeah.
hidden
contest.
temple.
Yeah.
Team
Anyway,
Barracuda.
yeah. But
Yeah.
you remember like the stone head that would talk and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that constantly screaming at you because it's the god of anger and it's just cussing you out all the time. Like it's funny, but at the same time, it's like I just dropped into the game. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Like when you're creating your character, it's like, are you a boy or a fucking girl? I can't even tell. Like it's like what the hell, dude? And so like I don't know. It's definitely got like personality for sure. It's just
One of the screenshots on the store page is him saying, "It just so happens that the king of next stands before you, ugly as shit."
yeah, like he's super mad. I don't know,
Funny.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. I think it's gonna be almost like a Dwarf Fortress type thing, right? Where it's really, really deep, and that's kind of some of the stuff that I want from the genre, right? But it's just like normally when you get really, really deep games in a specific genre, it comes with really shit graphics. You know what I mean? So generally, that's not 100%. You know, but I mean, Monster Sanctuary, like I was talking about, I've been playing. It's got some cool mechanics in it. Every monster has its own skill tree, like multiple skill trees, which is nice. Gives you some like variety and actual like builds and stuff like that you can do other than just like power level your shit and just spam one move all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Pokemon.
so, yeah, Pokemon. But anyways, yeah, I haven't bought anything else though. Tim, what have you been buying?
So I got $100 in Steam gift cards between my
Wow.
birthday and Christmas. So like there were two $50 cards. Like I got one for my in-laws for Christmas and one for my wife for my birthday. So I had some money to play with, and I spent it. You know how you're on a creature collector kick? I'm on a tactical turn-based strategy kick again because I always am. So like
Usually.
I bought like Red Dead Online, but then I also bought like Atom RPG and its spin-off Atom RPG Trudograd, which they're like Fallout Russia. They're Soviet Fallout. Think of it that way.
Oh, I have Adam. I have
Yeah.
that.
Like those are games that I've had my eye on forever and the sale's going on and I'm like, this is free money. Like I'm buying them.
Treat yourself.
Right.
Space Hulk Tactics, that's a game I've wanted forever too. Mordheim, City of the Damned. You notice a pattern here? Like it's all that, and then like Red Dead Online, and which is not on sale, but it's fucking $5, and it's 128 gigs, which I didn't know when I bought it. That I actually may have I kind of regret buying it because it's 128 gigs for a game that I might put like 20 hours into. I bought Medieval Dynasty, which I'm gonna try out here tomorrow probably.
Ooh,
And
that's
then
good. I
yeah,
like that game.
and then I bought so because of the fact that I own all the physical copies for the original Dawn of War, but I don't have a disk drive anymore on either of my computers, I already had to buy the Steam versions of Soulstorm and Winter Assault for compatibility reasons, essentially. So I just went ahead and I bought Dark Crusade and Base Dawn of War, so that way I never have to worry about trying to find an external disk drive if I need to install them on my laptop or whatever. So,
You know what I'm kind of surprised you didn't get?
hmm,
The new Baldur's Gate. Or is it
I
Baldur?
came close.
Is it on
I
sale?
almost pulled the trigger.
I
No,
think
Okay.
I don't think it's on
not
sale.
on sale.
But it's just one of those things. If you have free money and it's just gonna sit in your library for a while, anyways, while like they complete the game, You know what I mean? It would just be like it's one of those because I bought it. I played it a little bit. Like I played the beginning, but they've had an update recently that corrupted all the saves. Right?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things that comes with buying an early access game like that. So
Yeah.
it's just like I just bought it so I could play it when it's finished. Like I'm just buying it now. I'll play it when it's done. It's the same thing I did with Cyberpunk originally, right?
See,
Before I had my Series X.
I totally could have done that, but I'm like, I could do that, or I could buy a bunch of small games that I've wanted forever anyway, and I'm gonna try out. And I also, Cody, you'll be proud of me. Do you remember what I told you my wish list was at?
Oh, did you actually go through your wish list?
I've
It
gone
was
through
like
my wish
18 it
list.
was like 1,800 games or
It was
something.
an
It wasn't
insane
that
number.
bad, but it was about 700.
Yeah,
and
700 something.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm
Wow.
still going through and paring it down, but it's down to 350. And it's mostly now games that like
You still
like
double mine, but that's fine. Like it's way better than what it was.
it's progress. It's progress. And like
Yeah.
it's not like a quick thing cuz like there's a lot of games where I'll
No, I
go
know.
through and I'll be like, yeah, I probably will buy that at some point. And then I'm like, dude, it's on sale for 80% off. If you're not buying it now, you're not going to buy it. And then
Yeah.
I'll
Right.
delete it out. And then there's a lot of them. I do have a lot of games in here that are not released. Like there's probably like 50 games here that haven't
yeah.
released yet. Although I did go through and a lot of the games that I put on my wish list in like 2017, 2018 that still say
Yeah.
coming soon. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're probably not finishing your game, and if you do, it'll show up on the Steam store at some point.
Yeah.
So, unless I'm like really, really into it, I'm working on getting those off. Or if it has like super positive reviews, and I'm like, I'll probably check it out at some point when it's cheaper.
Mhm.
Like those ones are still on there. Like for example, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
30% off right now, but I'm not buying it right now. I will buy that someday though, because it looks really fucking cool. And like, I love Samurai Jack. If
Mhm.
you haven't watched the end of Samurai Jack,
So
I'm
I
wondering
haven't
if you
I
like.
have never sat down and watched all that. I remember watching it as a kid and be like, "This show's cool." But it's another one of those shows where, like, I'd love to buy it and watch it, but I haven't
Good
really
luck.
looked. Right, but I don't think you can. I think I'd have to, once again, get a hold of my dad and
Mhm.
You can, but it would be a lot of work. Like, I don't know that it's really worth the effort. I love Samurai Jack, but like if you're not super into it already, it's hard to like find it and then feel like it's worth it to get that into it.
Adult
But
Swim
yeah,
has like a lot of stuff streaming on their website.
Do they still have original Samurai Jack on there though?
I don't know. I watched the new season on there.
Yeah, that's how I watched the new season and the ending and all that.
Did you see that new show that guy is doing called Primal?
no.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Chim, you should look into that. It looks sweet. I think it just came out recently.
I'll check it out. But yeah, there's a lot of good deals in the Steam store right now. But like, if I had to push people towards one game that I think is worth them checking out, it would probably be honestly, I haven't played it yet, but I'm gonna say Atom RPG because it's not like super popular. But if you really like classic Fallout, you really like old school CRPGs, and you're looking for a post-apocalyptic setting, if you wanted Fallout 4 to be a CRPG and not Fallout 4, I think Atom RPG is a good game for you to try out.
And have you had a chance to buy anything, Justin, or anything like that?
Uh,
Anything catch your eye that you'd like to buy?
no, I haven't seen anything that I was like, oh yeah, here it is. Like I've got my wish list and like there are a few things on sale, but nothing that I'm like, this is enough of a discount that I'm going to buy this now.
Question. One, looking at that, have you stopped and then went to Game Pass to make sure it's not there first before you just
I
decide to
have
buy
I
it?
have been doing that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I didn't buy Darksiders Genesis. I was like, oh, it's on sale. It's $14.99. I have the other Darksiders games. I like Darksiders. Maybe I should try Genesis a little bit. I want a new ARPG, and I was like, let me look. It's on Game Pass.
The only
$14.99 is what I pay for Game Pass every month. I'm good.
The only thing I bought is me and the guys are playing Sea of Thieves, and one of our friends doesn't have it, and that was on sale for half off, so we ended up picking that up for him.
I
That's
just
pretty
saw
much
that.
it.
I was actually just looking at that. That thing has a 90+% positive rating on Steam, and it has almost 10,000 reviews.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
come a
well,
long way from
yeah,
launch.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's why Justin's always trying to get us to play.
Because it's so good, bro.
He's not wrong, man.
I'm sure you're not wrong about it. I don't know what it is. I wasn't even a big fan of like I liked Black Flag for like the sailing portion, but like the actual I'm talking about Assassin's Creed, right?
Yep.
Assassin's Creed
Mhm.
4 or whatever. But when sorry, I have my wish list up because I haven't actually done this. I haven't looked.
Mhm.
And I got my stimulus check.
Oh yeah, we got ours. We got ours today too.
But anyways, I was never like it wasn't like what was the Greece one? Odyssey. Odyssey, I really enjoyed like just the world in general. I like Greek mythology and stuff like that. Same thing with Valhalla. I just enjoy that world. I'm just not a big pirate person. You know what I mean? Never really have been. I like Vikings, but not pirates, which is kind of weird. Like they're different, but kind of they
Just
overlap in some
let Sea of
ways.
Thieves change your mind.
So no, I was actually just scrolling through here. I don't know if you guys have ever played the Dot Hack series.
No.
But Dot Hack GU last recode is $8, 84% off. It's normally 50. I'm going to buy this, yes, sir.
It's like
I've
a
never heard of it.
JRPG, right?
Have you ever heard of Dot Hack in general?
It's an anime.
It was an anime back in the day. That's why Tim doesn't know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So much like saltiness in your voice about that.
I know, but Dot Hack is a good series in general, like on its own. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't need video games for it, but the video games are also a couple of the video games they came out with are not. It's not like the new Sword Art Online video games where it's just like slapping the characters from the show into some kind of game and selling it. Like
Right.
it's an actual like the games are actually decent. Like that game has a very positive review here on Steam. It's older though, right? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So I don't know.
Alan, have you missed anything? Really just us talking about the Steam sale so far and a little bit about what we've been playing. So
Let's see. Game Maker Studios $74. I don't know if I want that.
I don't know.
Biomutant. That fucking game needs to goddamn come out already.
I know,
Yeah,
man.
great.
It was so exciting when they were marketing it.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? And this eventually did come out. It reminds me of what was that rabbit game? The rabbit like karate game.
That game isn't out yet.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
out.
are you
in
talking
early
about
access.
Overgrowth?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's talking about
Overgrowth.
Overgrowth.
I'm talking about Overgrowth. That's out.
Dude, that
I think
game's
it's
been in
access.
early access since I bought it in 2015 or some shit.
I know, but the first time I heard about Overgrowth, it was like
Oh,
before I owned a gaming PC. It was like 2011,
Yeah.
2010,
yeah, I
something like
remember
that.
playing it. I remember playing it, and be like, "This combat's the shit," and then
Mhm.
nothing else was ever added to that game.
Yeah. Well, no, there's a lot more now, but the point that I'm making is that's what Biomutant is starting to feel like for me because it took. I don't think you could even like play Overgrowth. You could play like a demo of it, but you couldn't play the actual early access game until like 2014 or 15. It was like 4 years after I first saw anything on it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
That's what Biomutant's going on. I think. I feel like the first time I heard about Biomutant, I feel like it was 2017
Feels like a long
or
Yeah,
time.
2018.
it was 2017, 2018
Yeah.
when it was announced.
So it's
So
just like
Weedcraft Inc. is on sale if you guys like tycoon games.
Nah.
You want to do it about weed? Look, it's only $8. I'm thinking about. I liked it. I watched somebody play it when it was getting ready to release. Like it was like a pre-release version, for like reviews and shit. I watched it. It's kind of interesting, right? It's like I wouldn't mind doing this when I got out of the military. When I get out of the military, yo, 10 years. I've almost been in the military for 10 years.
That's so long.
I know. It's so long. I have 24
Do you have
days.
tenure yet?
No, that's not how that works.
You're about to get tenure.
No, I wish they'd give me fucking tenure. Then I could tell some of these people to go fuck themselves. But that's not how that works in the military. I actually, after this contract, I think they implemented a thing. I got to read up on it, but I think they implemented a thing where I don't have to re-enlist again because after your 10-year mark, you're obviously a career airman. So there's like, instead of making you continue to re-enlist every 4 to 6 years, they'll just let you chill.
Smart.
kind of deal. So, oh man, all right, but I'm getting off track here a little bit. Tim, you've already kind of talked about this a little bit, but you got a Switch.
Yep.
What do you what in 5 minutes or less? What is your review on the Switch?
I wish that Nintendo didn't like. Justin and I talked about this a little bit earlier. Um, I can't think of a single good reason to justify why uh, Legend of Zelda still costs $60 new, and if you go to GameStop, it's like $57.99.
You talk about Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild. Like, it's insane to me that that is still like first party Nintendo games don't seem to ever drop in price,
Until the next
digital or otherwise, until the next one. And even then, like a lot of these Mario games are still, they've dropped in price to like $50 instead of 60. It's like,
Yeah.
man, I just want to get my kid into Mario. I want him to experience some of these franchises, and I want to play some of these games, but it's hard for me to look at it and be like, yeah, I'll spend $70 on Breath of the Wild when I could be like, yeah, or I could buy like 10 games on Steam for that right now.
Hmm.
So, and I say 70 because I'm like after tax, right?
Right.
The
Question.
Nintendo Premium.
Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
10 games that you aren't actually gonna play?
Probably, but
Like, I think that's kind of the difference, right? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
no, I get that, but at the same time, it's like Zelda is not a sure thing for me. I probably will love Zelda when I eventually play it, and I will play Zelda Breath of the Wild because I've had a Switch for like a week. People need to like. I feel like I'm gonna say, oh, I'll eventually play it. People are gonna, it's been out since 2017. What are you waiting? I've had a Switch since Christmas. I got it for my kid. All right, it's been like 5 days. But I fully intend to get that game and to play it. I'm just like, I like buying games at a good deal, right? I like getting a deal on things. It's just I don't like paying full price for things when I can avoid it. I feel like a lot of people are like that, and man, I don't know.
Tim, how do
It's been
you
so
how do you
long.
feel about the Joy-Cons? Do you love that comfort of being able to just like flail your arms around and play video games at the same time?
Oh, I do so much. It's the best.
I honestly have only played it handheld. So like, cause Sarah will be watching something on TV when I'm playing like Into the Breach on it or something.
Hmm.
And Logan, I don't let play like that because he's Logan. So
Right.
he has.
So he'll
We
throw
bought a
them.
yeah, we bought a pro controller, and he plays with the pro controller. Or if he's not playing with it docked, he sits on the couch and does not move. Like that's it. You're not
Yeah.
walking around with this thing, 5-year-old. Terrible idea.
Good call.
I will say
So
I will say that it's hardy. When I got into Korea, I accidentally dropped it from like a shelf, right? Because I was moving the thing that it was on. I was just moving around a little bit and it fell down, like hit the desk and then fell on the floor and it was totally fine. So
Nice.
but yeah, that's. I did Google it, and you have to download a program, but because they're Bluetooth enabled, there's just not like a pairing button on them. But because they are Bluetooth controllers, you can use it with a computer. You just have to download like a third party APK.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna do that at some point and play on my Steam Link with the Joy-Cons.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because I think that'll be a good time. I think that'll be a good time. So
I bet it doesn't work very well. If I had to guess.
I
When
bet it'll work all right.
I did it before, and I wasn't able to pair both of them as a single controller. I could only do like the individual ones, but I'm sure there's some way to MacGyver it up.
When I was looking it up online, it's the third party APK that lets you do.
Okay.
I can send you a link afterward. But yeah, it was an interesting idea that I want to try. But at the same time, if I want to do that, the other thing I could do is there's another Razer controller that's Bluetooth that is essentially Switch controller, kind of like the Kishi. It's actually looks exactly like the Kishi. It's called the Jungle Cat. The Jungle Cat comes with its own phone case you put on there, and they slide. It has Joy-Cons basically that slide into the case, and that's how you use that with your phone. And that works with the Switch natively. You don't have to MacGyver anything, and it works as one controller. So that was actually something I almost bought instead of my Kishi, and I might buy it anyway at some point.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have got that instead.
Yeah.
Well, if the case is big enough for my phone, because I got the Note 10 Plus, so who the fuck knows? But
Yeah, and I have a Note 9, so
Tim, you love strategy games, obviously. Have you looked into Bad North? Because I play that on the Switch and I love it.
oh, dude, I have that on computer. It's great.
That's a
do I
fun
have
game.
Bad North?
Yeah,
I feel like I've
Bad
played Bad North.
I don't know if you guys remember, but in 2017, before I went to Korea, I played the fuck out of that. Like I was trying to get all the achievements on the computer for Steam at the time.
Hmm.
It was early access, but it was a lot of fun. It's very much Warcraft 3 type deal, right? So if we're thinking of the same game, are we?
I wouldn't describe it as
Yeah.
Warcraft 3. I mean, I didn't play Warcraft 3, but I mean, you have units and you just tell them where to go and you can like level them
What?
up and shit.
We're not thinking of the same game. I don't have Bad North in my Steam library. The fuck am I thinking of?
Good
I
North.
don't think I've ever played Bad North.
Tim, I think
I don't
you'll
know
love
how the
it.
fuck
It's
you've
a
never
really
played Warcraft.
it's an interesting take on like a kind of roguelike RTS light.
Yeah, I might have to check it out. It's small maps, real-time tactics.
Mm-hmm. Cody, are
Looks
you thinking
interesting.
of Northgard?
Yes.
He
that
is thinking of Northgard.
Alan, thank
Okay.
you.
exactly what I'm thinking of.
I think I was thinking of the same thing because I was like, I don't think I've played that, but I think I have it because I have Northgard. Okay. Yeah. Because I bought it at the same time because Cody was ranting about it, but I haven't actually played it.
Mhm.
It's so good. It's so good. It was a very good RTS.
There's not
very
enough
few-
of those.
Well, it's not a genre that really pulls people in anymore, right?
Dude, the
Warcraft
last
3 was kind of the peak, right? Then
Alan
everything-
called it, by the way. Alan called it like a full minute ago. He was like, "Are you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
thinking
he
of
did.
Northgard?" And he was totally fucking right. We had to look it up.
that's where I got the answer. Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm not great at looking at chat tonight. I don't know what that is.
that's all right. It happens.
But yeah. No, there's obviously Steam sale. There's a lot of good games. There's a game that's not on sale that I feel like we have to touch on
Yeah.
What is that?
because it's a big deal still.
What is Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk and how they're getting sued?
Yeah,
they're
they're getting sued for misleading their investors because they said the game runs great on Xbox and PlayStation, and it doesn't. Well,
yeah.
it runs a lot better now since 1.06, but it's still.
And how
They
long
said it
ago
was
did they say
1.0.
that?
Yeah, 2 months ago.
Yeah, dude. That's pretty negligent.
The crazy thing though is like they said that investors have made so much money from one selling stock because Cyberpunk stock has dropped, and the reason it dropped is because they were selling it off, right? That's how I don't think a lot of people realize that's why stock prices rise and fall. It has to do with the amount of people buying and selling the stock. So when prices go down, it means people are selling off like fucking crazy. No, that's Cody's like, what? That's like, yeah, no, that's how that works. That's how the value in a company goes up. Yes,
That's not how it always works. I'm just gonna I'll leave it at that. It's not always people selling stocks, right? The news about a stock can drop it. It doesn't
Yeah, it's all
everybody can keep their
speculative.
stocks, right? Everybody can keep every single stock. And if something came out where it was just like, oh, this bad news came out, the stocks will drop.
Yeah.
You don't have to sell a thing for the stock to drop.
The crazy thing to me is 13 million sales. That includes the refunds. Is a
Right.
bad news. Then apparently, it's crazy to me. But like, CD Projekt Red lost a ton of money, but made a ton of money. They made a great game, but they made a terrible game. There's so many things about it.
The
that are just
duality of man.
confusing. Like that's the whole duality of fucking Cyberpunk is just insane.
Well, I think it's crazy. Not to like go full Metacritic, but I think it finished with one of the worst Metacritics for console. It's still above an 85 for PC.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I don't
Like
I'm gonna-
IGN.
Yeah, so
Let's meme a little bit. 10 out of 10 IGN would crash again. Fucking IGN gave it a 4 for Xbox, but like a 9 for PC.
yeah. So Metacritic it's an 86 on Metacritic, which I honestly think is a little high. overall, because I'm just thinking like overall, right? I thought I put it in the chat a while ago when because I've been kind of watching it drop. It was started at 90 and it's kind of slowly gone down. I thought it would go all the way down to about an 82 is what I thought would happen because I thought with the optimization issues that they have on consoles, right? And consoles is a controlled environment. I just assumed that with the variety that you get with every PC, right, that there was no way it was optimized enough, so as more people continued to play it and the reviews came in, I thought it'd go lower. But it finished with right now, as of right now, it has an 86 on PC and has a 55 on PlayStation.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Like that's wild.
Yeah.
But, it has a 61 on Xbox One.
Yeah. So the specifically 1.06 when I was reading the patch notes, like this was supposed to be the one that makes it run a hell of a lot better on Xbox. I assumed that meant PlayStation as well. Maybe not. But that's still like that doesn't the 61 is there because the game is still not fucking where it needed to be. Like I'm not this isn't a hot take. We're not the first gaming channel, podcast, whatever, to say this, and we won't be the last. It needed more time in the oven. Like, there are so many moments in that game. We've talked about it before on stream that are amazing. I just beat the main story tonight for the first time, and I put roughly 100 hours in because I tried to 100% it, but there's a bug that won't let me 100% it. Fucking
Well,
yeah. So there's
Of course there is.
of course there is, right?
shocking no one.
Here's the bug. Here's
Oh,
the bug.
God.
I did this fucking little police radar blip thing probably
Mhm.
about 40 hours ago, and I didn't realize it didn't close it out. So when I went through today, I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish the main story. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna finish everything that's left in the NCPD side gig things, right? So I'm like, okay, let's do that real quick. I got one left, and it says search the container. I'm like, oh, okay, I must have already started this. So I go there, the container door is open. I'm like, that's not promising. And I go in, and it's already completely looted. I'm like, oh no. So I Google it, and people are like, oh yeah, all you got to do to get the search the container thing to work is just you hack the door closed, and then you open it manually again, and you should be fine. I was like, oh, that's a weird fix, but okay. And then I kept reading, and they're like, but if you already looted everything in there, you're fucked. So good luck. I'm like, oh no. So my options are replay through 40 hours of content, or just do it on the next playthrough. So I'm just gonna do it on the next playthrough. That's fucking brutal, because that's like the
Just
one
tell
thing that I
people
So,
that you
so
did it.
instead of replaying 40 hours of content, you'll replay 100 hours of content.
no, because I won't. Next time I play through, I'm not gonna do every single side mission. I already have a plan as to how I'm gonna play through. I'm gonna do a different build. I'm gonna go for a different ending, but I'm not gonna do like every gig that comes my way. I'm just not gonna do it because it's just.
Oh, so you own all the cars and shit?
Oh no, I haven't done that.
God, the fucking
When I'm
cars.
talking about story content. I'm not going
Oh,
100%
okay.
achievements. I'm talking about 100% story
Well,
content.
something I was curious about because one of the achievements is to own all the cars, but then I was
Yeah.
like looking at all the money you get, and I was like, is that even feasible? Because I don't feel like you get enough money to
If you're
feasibly own all the cars while still like paying for your cyber upgrades and all that other shit. It feels like you don't get enough money. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
if you're playing the game the way it's meant to be played and just playing the fucking game normally, you are correct. You would have to put so much time into it. Like I have about 300,000 EDs right now.
Mhm.
300,000 eddies. And it's 100 hours of gameplay. I'm max level, max street cred. I have about 300,000 eddies. So I could buy like
Can we talk about how I'm sorry. You finish what you're saying and then
oh,
I'll bring it up.
but there are a lot of really easy ways to like basically infinite money loop. Like there's some crafting stuff that you can do. There's a few other ways that are like just super easy to get money
Right.
that are better than picking up the guns that you get and selling them, because that's not really gonna make you all that much because guns
Because you're
sell.
supposed to break them down and craft them because that's what it's there for, but they don't
Mhm.
ever teach you. Anyways.
Yeah.
No, what I was gonna say oh fuck, what the hell was I gonna say? What were we talking about? What did you say before that?
Uh,
Before I interrupted you 2 seconds ago?
We were talking about cars and money in Cyberpunk.
I don't fucking remember. It was something that's. Oh, this is what it is. How the fuck did I reach max street cred and I only did like a quarter of the content, a quarter of the side content?
It depends on what jobs you did. Like some of them are harder.
I just cleared all of Watson and then a little bit like outside of Watson. That's it, and I was max street cred. Like, what is the like?
You say that's it, but that sounds like a lot.
It's really not. Like in the grand scheme of things of what the game is, right? You know what I mean? I'm just talking about the game is specifically because as much as like it's repetitive, it's still dense and the amount of content it is, right? Because like the little fucking assaults, like you literally just go in there and you just like ba ba ba, and you
And
just
you
kill
get
like
street
3 or
cred.
4. Yeah, you get 3 or 4 guys, and you get street cred, right? So it's kind of like I don't know. There is still so much more content after that. I guess is my point. That it's just like I've only completed a quarter or maybe a third of this, and I'm already at the max level. Like, what is
Do
the
you feel like
incentive
you've run
to do
out
it
of
outside? Right, like,
reasons?
well, what's my incentive, right, to
Right.
do it other than achievements? Maybe loot? 'Cause
Experience
right, but you don't
towards
need
your
to,
actual
like
level.
right, I don't know. I don't what's the max
Because like
level?
max level's 50. I hit max level a couple of days ago. Like,
Okay.
so
So
and
that
that
would
that
probably be the incentive then.
yeah,
Is because
is
I
just
think I was
continue to
30.
grind. And you could probably hit you can probably hit max level just doing the side gigs from the fixtures and everything. You probably don't need to do well, you probably do need to do some of it to hit max level. Because like I said, it took me probably 90 something hours to hit max level.
Right.
Um but yeah, I beat it today, and without spoiling anything, I'm gonna do my damnedest to give my thoughts on. So the final mission can be different depending on the quest line you choose, but I believe there's a boss fight for every ending except for maybe like one.
Oh, yeah,
And
there's an ending that doesn't have one.
yeah, so and the boss fight is hinted at pretty early on in the game. So like if you can probably guess who it is if you've played the
I
game a
think
decent.
I know.
Yeah, but I would highly recommend doing that boss. I played on very hard. All right, I played on the hardest difficulty in the game because that's just how I play RPGs. I don't play them on normal unless it's a game that I don't care that much about and I just want the story. I don't care about the gameplay that much.
Mhm.
But for Cyberpunk, I played on very hard, and I was like, all right, I'm all hyped up. I'm like, all right, let's fucking get it. I've been waiting for this for like 90 hours, bro. Like I'm ready. I'm ready, right? Like I'm thinking this is gonna be like a big thing. Uh Fight was over in about 20 seconds. Whip out my
Mm,
katana, beat the shit out of dude. It's done. It's done. And I looked it up later, and it was supposed to be a multi-stage fight where like soldiers spawned in, turrets spawned in. He whoops your ass around the thing. You're supposed to have all this healing stuff. It's supposed to be this long, drawn out thing, and a lot of people are experiencing this epic fight. And I'm like, so I would recommend maybe it's just my build. I'm kind of a glass cannon build. Everything's in body and reflexes and cool. Like pretty much everything. That's where I'm level 20 in body, level like 19 I think in reflexes, level 20 in cool. Like most of that is in cold blooded and all the other stuff. Like so my crit damage is crazy. My katana does 60%, or no, it has a plus 60% chance to crit. Maybe that's got a lot to do with it, right? Because 6 out of 10 hits, I'm critting you.
it's a
Maybe that's
lot.
got something to do with it. But I was like so disappointed that this legend had his ass whooped by me.
You know what? You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the
Hmm.
Outer Worlds. Sounds exactly like the Outer Worlds.
That's how I felt at the end of Outer Worlds. Like the fight was just like it took me. I think I died once, and I was playing on very like the hardest difficulty setting in the Outer Worlds. I died one time, and I was like, oh, and then the next time it was just like, oh, that's it, it's done. But the Outer Worlds, that was still harder for me. I didn't. He didn't get a hit in on me. It was just like,
Damn. Too good at killing.
um, it was such an anticlimactic moment for this. That's kind of how that kind of sums Cyberpunk up, because I felt like a badass. Like I felt it was cool. Like it was. I felt dope. I got to get revenge and like, you know, and all this cool shit. I avenged multiple people with this one fucking thing and like dope as hell. But oh boy, I had this thing built up in my head as to what it was going to be, and it wasn't that. And that encapsulates Cyberpunk for me. Like, it's a good game. It's fun. I will play through it again, probably in the not too distant future to do a different build, to get a different ending, whatever. But it it was just like, yeah, it's all right. That's how I feel about it.
You know that meme right now? Hey, have you seen that meme of like somebody says something, that guy is just like that's how I. You guys know the meme I'm talking about?
I'm
Like
not
he's gonna
sure.
say something to like counter it, and then he's like, "But you're right." So he's just
Oh,
like,
okay.
Are you talking about the one of Nathan Fillion going?
well, they have that. They also have his like a stick figure and shit. But yeah, the same thing. You know, it's the same thing. It's because it is. You're totally right. The game doesn't live up to the hype, but it's not a bad game, right?
No,
But it's nowhere near the hype. It's not. And Justin
Yeah.
and I have talked about this. I think Tim probably feels differently. It's not a game of the year contender for me. It's a decent RPG that
as of today, it's
obviously,
not. I
right,
agree with you. It's not game of the year right now. Is it? It might be at the end of the year my favorite game I've played a
right,
year from now, but that doesn't make a game of the year. It's just
right.
not.
It's just not. It's not even in like that kind of category. It's just a good RPG.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
I think if you give it 6 months,
Right,
it
but
might be there. But
but a lot of
No.
games you give them 6 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. Well, they could if they introduce some different things, right? They could introduce new things that could make that game a lot better. Like my problem with the fixers, how they're literally just there to hand out quests. They don't step on each other's toes. There's no choices between them. You're just an errand boy for them. You go around and fuck shit up, and they give you money, and that's their only function. And it's just like I don't understand how this world is supposed to be so like cool and shit or whatever, but these motherfuckers don't ever fight ever. You don't
Nope.
ever get a choice between the two.
You
There's
just get to
no
hear about the fights.
I cannot believe there is not a faction system in that game. It is one of the biggest misses for me in that game. I've talked about it multiple times now. It is just a huge miss on some like I don't
free
know.
DLC coming soon, apparently. Which I
Oh,
think it's funny
fuck.
that there's. Well, what I'm saying is that free DLC might fix some of that. Right?
I
That
don't
might be how
maybe
if it's free, that might be
right.
part of the approach. Um, I am curious though, because you guys are at different stages. You're right around the same point, but you're kind of at different stages. You've
Yep.
played different life paths. I'm assuming you have different builds. You're playing on different consoles or different platforms, right? Because Justin, you're playing on PC as
Yep.
well.
Mhm.
Like I really hope that what I said about the boss fight doesn't deter you guys, because I think it has something to do with my build in particular.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'm not
because I'm already
deterred.
overpowering people as is, so I'm not.
Dude, I just got Gorilla Arms, so I'm
Right,
having
Gorilla
way
Arms
more
are great.
fun than I was
They're
before I
so
bought
fun.
Gorilla Arms.
I
They're
love
so good.
I have gorilla arms, but I have the shock attachment, and I'm like, my fists are tasers, and I'm just beating people with them. It's super fun.
Dude,
So
I have a fire damage one.
oh my god,
I can light people on fire with them bitches.
I wish
Yeah.
I wish you could make like I don't know, and this is maybe something else, but it's like something like that. Like you got fire hands, right? And fucking Johnny's always wanting you to smoke a cigarette. I wish you could light up a cigarette with your fire hand.
Oh,
You
that'd
just
be
gotta
so cool.
snap a finger, right? You know, but it's obviously they didn't have enough time. Well, didn't have enough
Yeah.
time to do something like that. But I mean, like that's the kind of things that I expected from this game, and it's just not there. But once again, it's not bad, right? It's a game that I would buy probably for $40. I'd give it $40, right? On PC. Not I wouldn't give that on console, right? You guys have seen the things I've
Yeah.
complained about. It's
Yeah.
not good, you know. But I mean, on PC, yeah, it's a 40. If I had to like value it at a price range, it's probably $40, which sucks for the developers because I know that they don't believe that, right? They're probably like they know all the ins and outs and they know all the shit that they went through and blah blah blah. But it just is what it is as a consumer. I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Um, I don't. It's just overall, it's just a disappointment, I guess you could say.
Like here's how you know I have such mixed emotions about the game. Look at my hat. It says samurai. For those who are not like, I know the lighting in here is not great. This is a Cyberpunk branded hat. Like this is, I'm wearing their merch, and I'm sitting here telling you I'm disappointed in the game, but I
Yeah.
still love it. Like, but I agree with you 100%. Like this is just disappointed, but is still in love with the story. There are
Right.
so many moments in it that are like, that's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, the fucking, what are you
Right.
doing?
Right.
Why
And the
is this
fact
out?
that Judy is only a lesbian fucking makes me mad. All right. That was gonna
Totally.
be my love interest.
That's gonna
I was
be
because I went into the game blind and I was like, I don't know who the love interest are, blah blah blah. I was like, this bitch, that's who I want. And then Tim's like, nope, you don't have a vagina. I was like, no, like,
Cody's gonna have to
God
wait for the
damn it.
mods.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's a thing that I think some people are gonna be mad about. And when I told my wife that in like my character's girlfriend or whatever, and she goes, "Well, could that character be your girlfriend if you were a girl?" I was like, "No, no, no. There's another character for that." She goes, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, there are 4 love interests, and like there's one for each oriented. Like if you're a lesbian, there's one. If you're a gay dude, there's one. If you're a straight chick, there's one. And if you're, and if you're a guy, you can actually romance the gay love interest and your straight
I,
love interest. You can be bi. I mean, it's fine.
I don't know. Like, it's cool that it's in there, but at the same time, like, there should have been flexibility to romance any of them. But
You
anyways, that's
can't
just
you
more
can't do that in
comparison.
Mass Effect though.
I mean, that doesn't usually
Mass
work in real
Effect is
life.
also what? How old? When did Mass Effect 3 come out?
But you still can't do it in Andromeda either. Like it's not.
So we're gonna compare a shitty game to Cyberpunk? Like,
My point
I,
is like if you think about RPGs with romance systems, the ones that are probably the most prevalent are Mass Effect and Dragon Age. And there are a few characters that swing both ways in those games, but predominantly that's not the case.
I'm just saying, Mass Effect. I just looked it up. Mass Effect 3 came out in 2012, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're in 2021, boys. Like, I'd expect there to be a little bit more added to that. You know what I mean? Like a little bit more flexibility in that kind of system. I don't know. Once again, it's just that's a minor complaint though in the overall grand scheme of things. So
That's correct, Alan. In this game, none of them are. There's 4, which is not a lot compared to other RPGs. Honestly, like we were talking about with Mass Effect, there's how many in Mass Effect? Like I think it's basically the whole fucking crew.
Yeah.
I also just kind of think they tried to make it seem like the game was super progressive, right? When it came to like sexual orientation and stuff, and it's not.
That's just because
No.
you can have a dick and have a tits and a male
Right.
voice or female. Like
Right, like, but they marketed it that way, right? And I'm not super left leaning, right leaning, not to be like really political or whatever, but they marketed it as like you can be anybody you want, you can do whatever you want, and you definitely can't. Like they
No, there's
definitely
so many
didn't
limitations.
deliver on there. They didn't deliver on that at all. You
no,
know what I mean? So like I don't, and I understand
Welcome
some of it.
welcome to the future where you can't even get a haircut.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
that is something that like I regretted my hair choice part way through because
So,
I was
so
like
did
because I usually have long hair in games. Like I usually give my character long hair because that's how I would in an ideal situation have my hair.
I.
If you hadn't cut your hair like a fool.
I hadn't cut my hair.
Oh man.
But like I was like, I'm gonna go. I had that thought about probably 20 hours in. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go like change my hair. You can't. What?
Yeah.
I can't.
They set up this world where it's like, wow, this is cyberpunk. I feel it. But then there's so many times when I'm like, wow, this is not the cyberpunk future. This is just a fucking limited game.
Like fucking Fallout, like old Fallout. No, you couldn't. Oblivion. No, you couldn't. Skyrim.
It's all right. No,
Remember, but like
here.
Fallout 4, you could get a fucking haircut. Mass Effect, you could
No,
get
no,
a
no.
fucking
Fuck all those games.
Witcher.
The Witcher. Yes, that's where you need to go with
That's where I was going with it. Like, well,
Oh my
I was
God.
leading up to that. I was like, your own game
Your
that you
own
made
game.
in this vein. You
right.
could get a fucking haircut.
And I'm pretty sure that was on release. Just saying.
And
I don't know.
it's like everything about Cyberpunk is so do whatever you want. All the advertisements in game. You see the one where the dude's ripping the meat off of his face. Don't like your meat?
Oh yeah.
Buy some new
dude.
meat. And
Yeah.
you can't.
Can't do it. No,
Can't do it.
you can only get implants.
Yeah, which are not cosmetic other than I guess, like your arms can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey,
Well,
Justin.
no, there-
Question. Have you played Persona 4?
No.
Damn.
I haven't played any of the Persona games, to my shame.
You were
Yeah,
like the
we're-
one
we're-
of the four or the three of us that were most likely to have played Persona.
Right. It's $16 on Steam.
Worth it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Like how you said worth it, but you've never played it.
It's a great game.
Persona has overwhelmingly positive with 34,000 reviews.
I know
Like-
a lot of people who've played it.
It's supposed to be a fantastic game.
96%.
Do you like music?
Yeah.
I found
Game's
a
got
game I'm
great
gonna
music.
buy on Steam, and I only saw it because I have it in Super Meat Boy.
Ooh, good pick.
Or I'm
yeah,
gonna buy it on Switch. I mean, I already have it
Yeah.
on Steam. I saw it on
Yeah.
Steam. I will be buying that on
Have
Switch.
you ever seen the documentary for that?
Yes, I have.
Mm.
Yeah, that's super
Free,
good.
free to play. Yeah,
Anyways,
it's really good.
yeah, hold on real quick because we're getting to the end of the hour here. Let me get your guys' thoughts on the medium. Yay or nay? You excited? You're not?
It looked really cool.
It has some cool looking mechanics.
Definitely unique looking. Is it going to be on Game Pass?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a try.
If you got Game
Justin's
Pass,
like, fuck yeah, dude.
I really like the whole two worlds mechanic where everything you do in one affects the other. Now, a lot of what I've seen shows the images side by side, and I'm curious if the gameplay is going to be side by side. You can see both worlds at the same time. Or if
Right.
it's something
I
you're
think it's
switching.
supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be.
That's neat. That's unique. That's something that I look forward to.
It's like a Way Out, but single player. And it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I always like that kind of like dual world thing. Like Legend of Zelda does that a lot, and I've always thought that was a
Right.
fun way to like. It's kind of like you have the same environment, but you do twice as much with
He
it.
just punched the mic.
Sorry.
Just pop that
No,
shit.
the cap of my bottle hit the mic. And
So
like drug
aggressive.
across it. That was bad.
It sounded like you just straight up wound up and pop that motherfucker right.
Brought to you by
shit.
Crisp Noise Suppression.
Right?
Damn.
Oh man. Yeah. Justin, continue on what you're saying. Sorry, I interrupted you. with that
Yeah,
nonsense.
it's not like a brand new mechanic, but it's one that I think is not used much, and
Right.
I've always enjoyed it.
What if you have to? I mean, I don't know. I've looked at the medium a little bit, right? And I've dipped my toe in the horror genre this year, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, maybe. I watch a lot of ghost shit. My
Mhm.
wife was saying last night, I watched an hour-long video of the top 5, or well, they were part of a top 5, but the best ghost videos from 2020 or whatever, and some of them shits were fucking crazy. I was like, anyways, but yeah, my wife was like, for somebody who doesn't like scary shit, you watch a lot of ghost stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
You also play a lot of Phasmophobia.
I do. I stand in the doorway and wait to take pictures.
I look at the medium, and now the most recent Resident Evil games are more true horror, but like to me, the medium looks more horror in the same vein as like older Resident Evil or Control
3?
to a degree. Yeah, like it looks like it has some spoopy shit,
Mhm.
but it looks more like it's a story driven. Now I could be totally wrong. It could be scary as fuck when I play it, but like it doesn't look like a game that's going to be like make you poop your pants.
Yeah.
You might get a jump here or there, but like it's not Dead Space 1, it's Dead Space 3. That makes sense.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think I thought Dead Space was scary from the jump. All right. Anything I
Yeah.
saw in Dead Space, I don't get that
Dead
vibe
Space.
from the medium, right? I don't get that vibe of like, this is gonna be awful. I'm going to hate myself for every second of. I don't get that. I get it. I do think of it more of like a Resident Evil. I think it's Resident Evil 3 that I'm thinking of, because I'll be honest, because I don't like that. I take it back. I played like 1 or 2 Resident Evils like back on the PlayStation, but I haven't played them recently because I found out real early at a real early age I'm not into that shit. But now I'm like almost 30, right? And so it's like, all right, I'm not as big a bitch as I was when I was 10. So hey, fuck you. So I don't know. I'm curious. I am curious though, right? Because this would be the um first party studio game other than Halo to come to Game Pass, right?
No,
What was the other one? Well, other
Sea of
than like
Thieves.
Sea of
Grounded,
Thieves, but Ground is not finished, right? Like I have a problem putting it in the game
Outer
because it's not
Worlds,
Outer Worlds. Oh yeah, I guess it is a first party studio game.
Obsidian. There's quite a few of them. Gears of War Tactics, Gears 5.
I guess that's true.
They've been at it.
It'll be the
There's a whole
first
lot of
one.
games I don't play.
It'll be the
Outer
first one on
Cody's
like
radar.
it'll be
Well,
the
no,
first. I believe it'll be the first Xbox Series release that will be on Game Pass. So it'll be like the
Mm.
first of the new
Right.
generation
And
on
and
Game Pass. That's first
and
party.
it's not a known IP, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Because Sea of Thieves came out 2018, so and Game Pass wasn't really a thing at the
Yeah.
time. Like I think it was in its infancy at that point.
Yeah.
It's definitely not what it. It's
I
definitely
think
not
like
what-
the first like true release that I can think of that was a first party title on Game Pass probably was Outer Worlds.
I don't know. I was deployed, so yeah, that could totally be true. I wouldn't know.
Because that's how I played it, was through Game Pass.
Mhm.
No, I was laying in my bed deployed with my fucking
That's fair.
Xbox
Nintendo Switch.
One S. No, I had played it on my Xbox One S. It wasn't out on the Switch yet. Which honestly, I don't know how the fuck that game would run on the Switch because like it's not super graphically intensive, but it's
Mhm.
it's
I just
Switching it.
re-downloaded it, by the way, because I want to do a sanity check because I remember kind of feeling similar to Cyberpunk when I played through it. Like it was really good, but I also followed that game for a really long time, and
Mhm.
it wasn't like super hyped like Cyberpunk has been. Like it wasn't
no.
this huge popular wave, but I was personally really hyped about it for
Anybody
a very
who
long
is-
time.
Anybody who was into Fallout was excited for Outer Worlds. It's
Right.
basically what it was.
So like I want to like just replay through it and see like playing through it a second time. Do I kind of feel the same way? Do I feel the same way that I do about Cyberpunk with it, or is this like a different?
I feel
thing?
exactly the same way, right? But the difference is I wasn't expecting as much. Right.
I was, but that was a me problem, not a you problem. Because like I said, like I had talked about Outer Worlds for like over a year on the podcast before it came out. Like I was very
Right.
excited for that game for a
Right.
very long time.
You know what I'm also realizing? I seem to like all games that aren't called Fallout.
That are
Or, like,
exactly like Fallout.
Yeah, that aren't at least a main series Fallout because I don't. Would New Vegas be considered a main series Fallout game? Or
I
no?
mean, yeah.
I consider it mainline Fallout. It's not
Yeah, 'cause that's the
Fallout
only
4, but
Fallout
it's
that I
still
really liked. I really liked New Vegas. I was a big
Yeah.
fan of Outer Worlds, both made by Obsidian. So
Yeah.
maybe I just like Obsidian better than
if you
whoever the
like
fuck
They
else
do
if you
great
like
shit.
alright, if you like Obsidian made Fallout, you should definitely play the original Fallout games because Obsidian wasn't a studio at
yeah.
the time, but that's
Right.
where those guys were working.
I've
So-
actually thought about that, right? Or just
They're
playing
cheap
the
as
older school.
fuck, dude.
Right,
And
but
they're
at the same
really
time,
good.
At the same time, I'm also like, why don't I just play Wasteland 3? Like, why don't I
Right,
just
sure.
play the updated
That's fair.
version of that?
Same
You know
that's-
what I mean?
By the way,
Right.
those guys like the
Right.
Wasteland team also part of the original Fallout. Like Wasteland was Fallout before Fallout, and those
Right.
that's all.
Yeah, Wasteland is kind of when I get out of this monster creature catching kick that I'm on right now. I've really been thinking about playing Wasteland again. Just getting back into it because I was having a good time with it. I got busy, but I also have some stuff on my plate. I got a test for tech here in fucking 2 months and whatnot, and I might actually try this time, which involves studying things like that about dumb shit that nobody cares about, like Air Force history.
Mhm.
Gonna
feel
remember
that-
it for the
that's-
test and then
you
totally
sound
forget
like-
it.
You
That's
sound
fair.
like me when I was studying for my master's my master's license. I should clarify. I don't have a master's degree. I have my master's license at my
Right.
current trade. Like 99% of what I had to study is not applicable to my job. To have your
So,
master's in
here's-
pest control, like it's
Here's the difference. So the way we test for rank, right, is we test first on basically like Air Force history and culture and stuff like that, like how you should do things, and I don't know, the Battle of the Bulge or something stupid. You know what I mean? Not really the Battle of the Bulge, but you get what I'm saying. You got to remember like dates, how many people died, all this other random shit, and then you test on your job. And I was just like, one of these things is not like the other, right? You know what I mean?
One of these
But
things just does not belong.
right, and so it's definitely like I would much rather just test on my job
Yeah, I
instead of
had to
caring
know.
about when Albert or what the fuck the Wright brothers first started flying
Right.
and things like that. And it's just like, but that's how the military does it.
Dobler
Is
and Orville.
yeah.
Fun
Yeah,
fact.
I'm not gonna like. Yeah, I need to remember that. That's one of the things I need to. I have an app on my phone for
I'm not
studying.
even in the Air Force.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's a fucked up way of
Bro.
promotion, but there's no good way. So it's just like, all right, well, this is what we got. So
No.
Yeah.
anyways, boys, do we want to hit the thing about the Xbox having over 150 games that are rated 80 plus on Metacritic and over 50 games rated 85 plus?
Hey, maybe the medium is the next one. Who knows?
Could be.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious, right? Like, I don't know. That is kind of insane value, right? $15. You get
It's
all
really
those.
good. Like
Dragon Quest, the new one, the 11, I think it is. The Dragon Quest 11.
Yep.
it
Good as
makes me
shit.
laugh even more because I feel like we had on something we put on Facebook. Like this was a few months ago, and I cling on to it because it seems like we didn't get a lot of other fanboys that were butthurt. We didn't have Nintendo fanboys being butthurt, just Sony fanboys when we were talking good about Game Pass.
Because
There was somebody I think it was on it was a post or an article about the Bethesda buyout. They were like, "Wow, they're gonna be on Game Pass now, so they're gonna fucking suck." Like, well, according to Metacritic, there's not a lot of bad games on Game Pass.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Just saying.
Also, I
But
don't know if
Justin,
I
you had-
mentioned this on the air, but I did download and try PS Now on the computer like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it sucks. It's still bad.
yeah, it's still bad.
Well, like
The streaming software is kind of decent though. I played Days Gone on my PC before.
that's all they have though. You can't like
You can't download.
unlike Game Pass, you cannot download Bloodborne and run it on your computer. It's you're streaming it, and it's their servers aren't great from my understanding.
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's not the Microsoft Azure cloud. It's something else.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really like how you like at this point. It's how you like to play, right? I
Yeah.
like to play on a bunch of different devices. I've really looked into trying to turn my Switch into a mobile Steam Link because I have problems, but I don't have the correct version of the Switch to do that. So, but it's more of just like that would be cool, right? You know what I mean? To have something
Right.
like that a little bit bigger than my phone, that doesn't involve me taking off my phone case every time I want to fucking play it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I like having the flexibility to not only play on a PlayStation or whatever the ecosystem happens to be, right? Because I have a decent PC. I like to use it sometimes. I have a decent Xbox now. Like to use that sometimes too. Just kind of depends on the mood. So I don't know. That's where I'm at. But best value in gaming, it still hasn't changed. It's only getting better.
Yep.
Right? As they continue to as they start really pumping out first party games, that value is gonna skyrocket.
Absolutely.
It really is.
How bad do you think the guys at man, what's it called? What was trying to be the Netflix games before,
Gamefly.
where you could GameFly? How bad do you think they feel? Because they
I
were
know.
so close. They were so
God.
close, but they didn't. It's just the fact that you have to have shit mailed to you, and there's no downloads, and like you didn't
Yeah.
have a. Man.
Tragic.
They were just a little bit before their time, right? And they don't have the amount of money that Microsoft does to let Game Pass go through its infancy, right? Because it was probably a point where it was losing money. You know what I mean? At some point, that might be right now. Honestly, we don't know, right? Because the games and stuff are still selling, but what it's doing to Microsoft's overall wallet, they don't tell anybody. So like it could be losing money right now, and Microsoft can take that hit and be like, meh. You know what I mean? They whatever.
You imagine
once the games start rolling out, this shit's gonna change, and we know it. You know what I mean? GameFly never had that kind of backing. You know what I mean?
Neither did Ouya. Remember Ouya?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, that little console. I thought that thing
Little
was gonna be
console
the
that
fucking
couldn't.
future.
Everybody
Yeah.
thought. Well, it is.
It's the right idea.
just
It was just
too
about
early,
10
bad tech.
10 to 12 years too
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, and like that's I'll say this: not Switch.
Steam.
No, not Steam. Google.
Xbox.
Stadia.
Stadia.
That's really sad. I couldn't think of the word Stadia. Remember how excited we were about Stadia?
Yep.
Yeah.
They've missed a
Well,
giant opportunity this fall, man. Like,
You wanna
Mhm.
what? They apparently have the best place to play Cyberpunk. Apparently it's the most stable and the best place to play.
according to who? That's just because you're
That's what
playing
I've
the
heard.
PC version. That's all it is.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, yeah, but you're playing the
CMR.
PC. Yeah, PC version, but streaming, like that's still harder than just playing it on a PC, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
Well-
mean? And apparently it's been a great experience for a lot of people playing it on Stadia compared
Nice.
to the consoles, which I found very
For all-
surprising.
For all 20 people who are playing it on Stadia, I'm sure it's great.
Hey, man.
Stadia really missed they could have, especially.
Well, the problem is that they still can, because once again, same argument that we just made for Microsoft, you can make for
Mhm.
Google. If Google really wants to stick with it, they can stick with it forever. Really, they can eat as much money into it as they want. Like it doesn't fucking hurt them.
But let's
Amazon's
look at
there
the
too
track
with
record.
Luna now.
Right.
Let's look at the track record for Google.
No,
versus
I said
Microsoft.
Google can. I didn't say that they will. There's a
Right.
difference.
I was gonna say, like, Windows still, Microsoft still, they're not making them, but they still support Windows phones.
Mhm.
You still get regular updates if you have a Windows phone.
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard anything about? Let's go with Google Glass.
Aw, man.
Yeah. That was supposed to be cool too.
Cool concept.
Once again, might be one of those things. This is about 10 to 12 years too early. When we're 40, look,
There's
these glasses are gonna be cool as shit. All right.
There are still smart glasses that are out there that are like,
yeah,
dope,
but they're
It's very
they're
limited
stupid
function.
expensive.
Yeah.
Right. Look, they need to make Google Glass, right? They need to make Google Glass, and then put Pokemon
Google Car.
in it, and then
Just
and then
give
put
me
Pokemon Go in
my
it,
Google
and
Glasses.
we will have real Pokemon. It'll
Give
be Pokemon as close as real life as we can get.
Give me my Google Glasses. Let me buy some Razer, Jungle Cats. Pair them with my Google Glasses.
Oh,
Just play my
man.
Game Boy games on my glasses while my Google Car drives me around.
There you go. That's the life.
I'm
Did you see
good.
Hold on. Did you see Apple is looking into getting into the car industry?
No.
Why?
Huh?
So
Yeah,
they
they're
can
look-
so they
they're-
can
no,
charge
they're-
so they can
talking
charge
about-
you. Oh god.
They're talking about there's rumors, right? And Tesla stock has fucking jumped because of this. Is that Apple is going to partner with Tesla for cars? That would be wild. Speaking of Tesla, dude, Tesla's selling at $666 a share.
That's evil.
Insane. There's some dude who put 19 grand
Uh-oh.
into that at 100 what?
$666 a share?
Yeah, that's the last time I looked. I know. Look, they all gotta hit it.
I think I
they-
read
they
something
gotta hit
about
it at-
that number.
I
gotta-
ain't calling. I'm not calling him the Antichrist. But I'm not calling him the Antichrist.
What are they selling at right now?
705. Ben put it in the chat.
Oh, did he?
Ben, you're
Yeah,
the real
yeah.
MVP. He did it like right now as you're
Yeah.
Googling.
As I'm looking,
I'm Googling it. He got you.
No, but I was reading about some dude who put like $19,000 into it when it was like $100 a share.
Mhm.
Not that 700. It's just gonna keep going too. There's people like rich people are just continuously they're just investing in Tesla because that shit's it's just gonna keep going up. It's wild. And I don't understand. I don't get it, right? Because most people can't afford a Tesla. Like the common folk can't, the peasants.
You think we can't afford it
Including
now?
myself.
Just wait till they partner with Apple and they throw
know,
that little
right?
fucking logo on the hood of the car. Then you
They're gonna
really
be like-
can't afford it because it's a premium.
You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna be like, "Hey, it doesn't come with the battery, right? It's not gonna come with the thing that makes
Apple's
it go."
$500 fucking wireless headphones that.
Oh my god! Oh, the over ear ones, like we're
Yeah.
wearing right now.
And like I watched a review on them. They're not terrible. Like for a premium headset, the problem is like you only get the bang for the. They're only good if you have an iPhone.
Well, here's the problem.
So I'm not good enough to buy
They
their
can be-
products if I don't have an iPhone.
They can be decent as they want to be. You're still paying more for the brand than you are the product, which is why I don't fuck with Apple anymore.
Like there are other brands that are around that price. Like Sony has a $500 Bluetooth headset. So does
Well, I'm sure there are, but a lot. I feel like most of the time, like your Beats,
it's not
right,
worth
and stuff like that. Yeah, the price range that you're buying them at for the product you're getting is probably not the same, right?
it. Doesn't Apple own
I-
Beats now?
They might. I don't
Beats
know.
by
I'm pretty
Apple.
sure Yeah, I'm pretty sure Dre sold to Apple. And also, like, do you know 50 Cent has a brand of headphones?
Nope.
I
I'm
would not
sorry,
buy
who?
'em.
50 Cent?
50.
Mm-hmm.
Fitty.
I said 50 Cent.
He's still alive, huh?
Fitty.
Yeah.
He's still alive. What?
Yeah, no,
Oh my
he
God.
hasn't been shot again. So,
He hasn't been shot again.
or
Look,
stabbed
man,
again.
with the age of people running this country, you can't be saying that about 50 Cent. All right. Fucking most of them were born in the 1940s. So
50 Cent's probably going on about 50 years old, though.
shut up.
I'm not wrong!
You're not wrong.
Am I
You're
wrong?
not wrong. You're not
Where's
wrong.
the lie? Where is the lie?
Tim, is that your closing thought?
Play more games. Just maybe
Oh,
wait
not
on Cyberpunk if you don't have it already. Even though I've put 100 hours into it, it'll probably put 100
wait
more.
for it to go on sale. It's worth it if
Yeah.
it goes on sale.
Yeah,
Just
it's worth
cheap
it.
sale. 20%. Yeah, I just pick it up.
It's worth it if it goes on sale, and it might be worth $60 in 6 months, but it's not right now.
It's not. Justin, you got anything for us?
Yeah. Awesome Games Done Quick is going to be starting up on the 3rd here. There's a lot of really cool runs going on. I'm really excited for a 27-minute any percent Sekiro race between 2 people. Very hype.
Okay.
Watch it.
You have to be way better at that game. Yeah, I will watch that. I will watch it because that combat in that game is fucking intense.
Dude, speedrunning is mostly not about combat, though.
Depends on the game.
True.
It's about finding. It's usually about finding ways around the combat.
Right, but there's some. It's just like any Dark Souls game. There's There's some bosses and stuff that you have to fight.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you're not doing the optional bosses, but there's gonna be some motherfuckers you got to fight. So, my closing thought would be, play Monster Sanctuary. It's on Game Pass, and I didn't talk about this really on the stream or whatever, but the best monster catching series out there right now is definitely Nexomon, and you should fucking play it. All right, you can get both games for like $25.
Are you sure you didn't talk about that?
I talked about Nexomon before the show.
Before the show.
Oh, that was before the show. Okay.
Yeah, that was. I just talked about Monster Sanctuary because I have a lot of good things to say about Nexomon, but I digress. Just play it. They're good. They're funny. It's a good time. You want to see a Power Ranger break his leg? Play Nexomon.
I'm sold.
Anyways, all right, boys.
Wait, but do I get to break his legs?
I mean, you are the cause of it inadvertently. You've seen it.
I know.
Okay. Anyways, that's all we have for tonight. We should be playing games. I don't know what we're doing.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Flying by the seat of my pants here, sir.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Until next time, keep your pixels on.
Yeah.